this to start up. Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. And I am your host, Conrad Cushman, and we are here today to review Monday Night Raw, the January 28th, 2019 edition. I got a new setup here, so hopefully if you guys are watching this with me, you guys will be in here checking out some of the stuff, testing it out. I'm hoping that this works out for us for the best. So let's get into Monday Night Raw and see what happens here. So we had the opening segment, and it was basically talking about Seth Rollins making his decision tonight. And Seth Rollins won the Royal Rumble, as we all know from last night. And things became very different throughout while watching this. And it took a turn when Triple H came out, and I feel like tonight's Raw, they just forgot about a lot of the stuff that happened in the past. Like, Triple H comes out and he's all buddy-buddy with Rollins and challenged him before. I mean, you guys are supposed to be in a blood feud, and Triple H was giving him his respect. I don't know, it felt a little to me, but Triple H gave him his respect, and we all know the real relationship that they have with each other, so it was pretty cool. Oh, is it echoing? I am not sure why. How about now? What's going on, Connor? Still echoing or no? Because I don't think I have anything else on. I'm checking right now. I'm using new equipment here, guys, so as I said before, bear with me. Is it still echoing? Let me know in the chat, guys. Alright. But long story short, Dean Ambrose ended up coming out and disrespected Seth Rollins throughout, and it made things very interesting, to say the least. And yeah, very different to see that happen for the matches. So Dean Ambrose came out, and basically Triple H got a chance of, he has to ask his father-in-law for permission to make matches and stuff. But Triple H ends up making a match. It was Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. Something different. Very different, to say the least. I don't know. I wasn't feeling this match once again. It was an okay match. Nothing that we haven't seen before. Seth Rollins, little back and forth action with Triple H, and yeah, that was it. And in the end, Seth Rollins wins with the curb stomp. 1, 2, 3. What's going on, KC Classic? I see you in there. As you guys can see now, we have the chat box popping up on here. I'm trying something different, so let me know if you guys like this, if it's working out well. KC Classic, I see you. I see you guys out here. We're just talking a little Monday Night Raw. If someone in the chat could let me know if my mic's still echoing, I think I fixed it. Like I said, there's a different mixer on this one. I'm using kind of like a beta test version of something. So, just trying to see it. You guys can see the subscriber goals. I got a picture up. Got the road to WrestleMania because everything is starting right now. So, let me know what you guys think of this. I'm still trying to get the hang of it, but like I said, I'll get better with time once you start messing with this. Not on my end. Thank you, KC Classic. Let's get back into Monday Night Raw. Now I can do it with some confidence in my soul here. So Nia Jax ends up coming out after the match. Dean Ambrose was frustrated. Nia Jax comes out and she basically beats up on Dean Ambrose. I was just like, what a sad state of affairs that Dean Ambrose is in when he is basically getting beaten up by Nia Jax. And what's up with Nia Jax beating up on men? Like, for all these people who are like, oh, it needs to be equal rights and all this stuff, and they shouldn't have had a woman getting beat on Monday Night Raw. Yo, screw that, bro. If you're going to be equal across the board. You can't have it both ways. And I'm okay with the women. You call wrestling fake and then you want it to be real one moment. It's very odd and awkward, in my opinion. So anyway, Nia Jax comes out and kind of like bumps into Dean and tosses him around. It was just weird. I didn't like it. And what's going on with Dean Ambrose? He's like a character who is just lost at this point, dude. Dean Ambrose is lost and has nowhere else to go. I just feel really bad for him. Um, yeah, he's got nothing else to do, nowhere to go. He couldn't feel any more less than nothing at this point. He got eliminated by Aleister Black. Dean Ambrose is just done. Um, all right. So we get to the women's title, tag title qualifier. We had Nia Jax and Tamina versus Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. Um, they had Nia Jax look really strong in this match, so I feel like they have plans for her. I just don't know when they're coming up. But in the end, Nia Jax did her thing. She was out there. She busted her ass, I thought, in my opinion. She did a nice double Samoan drop with both of the girls on her shoulders, and she did her thing. And if you guys are just coming in here, I see a few people just hitting it up right now. The live chat is now going to pop up on the screen. So if you guys want to talk to each other, see the stuff, it works out. Everyone will be able to see the comments, even the people who aren't commenting. Please let me know what you guys think. But Nia Jax and Tamina are the first team to qualify for the women's tag title match at the Elimination Chamber. I love the look of those belts. If you guys haven't heard me say that enough times, really think it's dope how they look, and I could definitely see some positive things coming out of it. That's how titles should look, unlike those stupid penny belts that we got for tag belts. But cool. We get to the next match, which was Baron Corbin versus Kurt Angle. Could this match not be any more of the shits, dude? Like, I'm just so tired of anything involving Baron Corbin, and you're going to hear me say that again in this show. Like, Baron Corbin versus Kurt Angle, I don't hate Kurt, but Kurt's not moving like he used to. Kurt needs to be used in spurts, very small spurts. Have him tag with somebody, put him in special matches and stuff like that. That's what Kurt should be used for. Baron Corbin, I feel like he's been messed up since he got that GM role. I don't know why they did that. I wasn't feeling it. Not a big fan. So, in the end, Baron Corbin wins, and then he attacks Kurt Angle at the end of days after the match. Corbin gets heel heat. Nothing surprising there. Live chat, what did you guys think of some of the matches here? Please feel free to jump in. Connor or Casey Classic or anyone else who is hopping in here, please feel free to jump in. We get a Finn Balor segment with Bobby Lashley. Finn Balor came out. He was selling the beating that he got at the Royal Rumble from Brock Lesnar. Finn comes out. He really wasn't feeling it. Finn was down and out. He looked down on his luck a little bit, but he knew Brock beat him, and I thought that there was going to be redemption, but if you guys have been listening to me, I called this a little while back that Finn Balor is going to challenge Bobby Lashley for that Intercontinental title, and Finn's going to become the Intercontinental Champion. Mark my words. I don't know if it's going to be right away. He may have to do it in one or two defenses against Lashley, but Finn Balor will be your Intercontinental Champion eventually. And they just put Lashley over as a heel with Leo Rush as his manager. We get to the next match. We had the Revival versus a returning tag team of Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins. I don't know if you want to call them the Major Bros or the Edge Heads, but they're back as a tag team. I thought that the team looked all right. Not anything horrible. I mean, these guys have known each other since they were kids, basically. And the Revival ended up getting the victory. Hawkins ate the Shatter Machine, and it makes sense with Hawkins always being on the losing streak for his matches and stuff. I get it. The Revival pick up a victory needed. They were still talking about the Revival and the conspiracy, so I think eventually we are going to see the Revival get that match. And I'm just going to write something here in the chat. And I saw another person just joined the stream. If you guys just joined the stream, we have some new stuff in here. That's me. I just wrote, "What's up, chat?" Why is it my real name? I have no clue. But like I said, I have to mess around with this and figure out the features a little bit better. But you guys can see the subscriber goals, the pictures, everything's popping up in the chat. Just trying something different. If you guys like the layout, please let me know. So we just finished the Revival versus Ryder and Hawkins. Let's get to the next segment. We had the Elias segment. Elias comes out and he's basically out there turning heel. Huh? He just randomly turned heel, turned against the crowd. He did it yesterday too at the Rumble. I did not understand why they did this, and it seems like he's going to be in a feud. They had a segment here with Elias, Jeff Jarrett, and Road Dogg. As you guys know, they had a table for three. I thought it was actually a really good table for three. And Elias comes out, Road Dogg and Jarrett sang "With My Baby Tonight" just as bad as they did at the Hall of Fame. And Road Dogg even got people to chant like "Holy shit" and a bunch of other stuff. And Road Dogg had to apologize to people in the back, and then he just egged people on to do it more. Mojo Rawley had a segment after too. I'm sorry, and they busted guitars over each other. Yeah, nothing surprises me with that. Mojo Rawley had a backstage segment. Looks like he's gonna go through a character change. Mojo was looking at himself in a mirror and talking to himself, saying that you did this to yourself and you're the reason that this all happened, but that he's also motivating himself at the same time. So I don't know if they're going to have him play like a crazy character or if they're going to portray him as a narcissist or what, but it'll be interesting to see what they do with Mojo Rawley. Like I said, I've met Mojo a couple times. Very cool dude. I wish nothing but success for the guy. So hopefully this gimmick ends up working out for him. Original Biggie, what's happening, my good friend? Original Biggie, let me know if you like the new layout here. Shout out to my man Obi-Wan. Let's get to the next match. We had Natalya and her partner replacing Ember Moon was supposed to be her partner, and it ended up being Dana Brooke instead. And they faced the Riot Squad, Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. Ooh, that's hard to say. Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. You knew that this dysfunction was going to come. Dana Brooke foreshadowed it before the match backstage, saying she was better than Natalya. Why would she say something like that? Because we know that's not true. They ended up losing. They pushed Dana Brooke into Natalya when she had the sharpshooter on. And in the end, Liv Morgan rolled up Natty 1, 2, 3. They move on into the next match. Meh. Another match that was just like, yeah, it was there, but nobody cared. Now, let's get into the next match, which was something that I thought was very cool. We had Ronda Rousey coming out, and she was showered in booze, and she looked like she couldn't handle it at all. Ronda looked like she suffered really bad from like nervousness, and she was not used to being showered in booze, and you could tell it affected her and her promo. With that being said, Ronda Rousey came out and she kind of had an open challenge. Who answers the open challenge but Sasha Banks' tag team partner, Bayley. Bayley comes out, cuts a decent promo. She did all right, I thought. She basically checked all the boxes. Bayley comes out there, gets into the ring, and I thought that they had a pretty good match for the most part. They went back and forth. It was a good fight, but in the end, Bayley took off the top rope, if that's even a proper way to say it, with a arm drag into an arm bar. Bayley ends up tapping out. Bayley's sitting there looking sad like Sasha. Ronda offers her hand, kind of shakes her hand. Similar stuff. It seems kind of like, I think that's part of her heat, is it doesn't seem genuine for her to keep helping these other girls like that. And maybe I'm just looking too deep into it, which I possibly could be. But Ronda's getting heat for it and nobody cares. After that, you hear Becky Lynch's music hit. Dude, go back and watch this segment from this point forward. I'm telling you, this is must see. And after Becky Lynch comes out, the crowd goes ape shit. There is an amazing pop for Becky comes out and basically says she's making her decision right now for who she's facing at WrestleMania, and it's Ronda Rousey. And the reason she gets into all of this is because Becky Lynch brings up when she previously had the problems with Ronda Rousey and how she showed up and beat her ass right before Survivor Series. And it got really good, and Becky did an excellent job. She killed it on the microphone, sold it, and she lived up to that WrestleMania hype. Hence why the title of this has Road to WrestleMania in it for this Raw review. And after the fact, Ronda Rousey she tried to cut a good promo. She brought up some good points. The fans, though, drowned her out in boos. So Ronda's going to have to probably play the heel in this match if you're going to book it smart, I think. Ronda was drowned out in booze, but she talked about a lot of stuff, even dealing with the UFC and how she's always been the baddest no matter what competitive situation she was in. And Ronda looks like she is preparing herself for a war with Becky Lynch at WrestleMania. And I'm telling you guys, this match should be the main event for the show. Excellent, though. We had Rollins and Strowman backstage afterwards. There was kind of a handshake from Strowman to Rollins. Strowman was the last one eliminated in the Royal Rumble before Rollins curb stomped him on the apron and got him out. He basically tells him, make the right decision on who you want to face, and we'll see what happens from there. So, Braun Strowman is facing Drew McIntyre in basically the main event of the night. Main event match, we should say. This match did not do it for me, dude. Like, this match was the drizzling shits. I thought it was horrible. It ends in DQ after Baron Corbin comes out to interfere. Once again, why? Why? Anything with Baron Corbin has just been awful to me. And I was just like, no. So we get back into it. This match, like I said, it did nothing for me. I don't care about this old-ass feud. It's tiring. I'm sick of this since December. So Corbin and Drew McIntyre end up jumping Braun Strowman, getting the better of him, slamming him on the stairs, and they kind of walk away. It seems like they're setting up a tag match with Drew and Baron Corbin versus Braun and a partner of his choosing. I'm going to guess right now it's Bray Wyatt, because they need to figure out a way to get him back into the fold. But Braun's going to have to get a recruit to help him do this, unless he picks Dolph Ziggler, which would be But nothing worth going back to seeing. I want to talk about halftime heat real quick. If you guys are going to be watching the Super Bowl, WWE has been crapping all over Maroon 5's halftime performance. They are trying to get people to get on the WWE Network to watch a 6-man tag match, which will involve NXT talent. We will have Ricochet, the Velveteen Dream, Aleister Black versus Adam Cole, the NXT North American Champion Johnny Gargano, and the NXT Champion Tommaso Ciampa. I think it's going to be a hell of a match. I may even go live just for the halftime portion of it, just so you guys can check it out. Give you guys kind of a review of it, maybe even a little play-by-play. And then we get to the main event segment, which was Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan. What's Seth Rollins' decision? Because he had to make a decision supposedly by the end of the night. Well, when they announced Rollins, Brock Lesnar came out with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman warned Seth Rollins that he needs to face Daniel Bryan and have a sports entertainment match at WrestleMania. It's the best choice for him. Rollins comes out, gets right in Lesnar's face, and decks him. And immediately after that, Brock Lesnar destroys Seth Rollins with 4 F5s. And I think that this is going to be the WrestleMania match, guys. It's going to be Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar. I don't know if you're hyped for it, excited for it, but that's how Monday Night Raw ended. It was a show filled with some bad, some okay, some good, and some great. It had everything in it. 3 hours is still too long, though, in my opinion. At like 10 o'clock, I was already like, all right, can this end? But we're on the road to WrestleMania. They need to find a way to keep it up with these good Raws. The Becky Lynch segment, I recommend everyone go back, check it out, find it, and tell me what you think. But other than that, guys, that's all I have for this episode of Monday Night Raw. I'm not going to keep you guys too late. I will be back with a SmackDown stream. Hopefully, I can try this setup again and see if I can make this work a little bit better. But let me know what you guys think of the setup. If you guys like this YouTube video, do me a favor. Make sure you leave a thumbs up on the video. Also, comment down below. What are your thoughts from the fallout of the Royal Rumble? Are you happy with Rollins versus Brock Lesnar? What did you think of the Becky Lynch segment? That's one thing I want to hear from everybody. Leave that down below as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to that goal of 1,000 before the end of the year. Or I'm sorry, in a year basically, with 336 days to go. I think we actually have 275, so I'm not sure why that's not updated yet. But help me out, guys. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody who came in and stopped through. Connor, Casey Classic, and Original Biggie. Thank you guys so much for coming through to watch the stream. We are out. Peace.